here. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Hello guys, apologies for the late start. Having a little bit of trouble getting connected to Facebook. And just to give everyone a little chance to get joined in. Hello there, hope you're all doing really well. I'll just give YouTube a chance to catch up with me, get myself sorted. Obviously I can't see what's on Facebook now, as it appears that Facebook is not playing today, so I'm going to have a check on YouTube that we're up and running. So let's have a look. Here we go. Yay! So I turn my sound on because obviously I can now hear myself twice. So I hope you guys are all doing really well. Like I say, apologies for the little bit of a late start. We've for some reason the streaming platform that I use is struggling to get me on Facebook for some reason. So we are only on YouTube at the moment. Hopefully guys over on Facebook have been able to find the link and will find us eventually. But yeah, for some reason it's just not been working for me. So welcome to YouTube if you're joining us from Facebook. And we I think you'll have seen on the newsletter or on the event on YouTube and on Facebook, that I was thinking of making this a little bit of a chocolate themed creation project, because obviously Easter is rapidly approaching, and I think it's taken me a bit by surprise. I don't know if it's the same with you guys, but yeah, the fact that Easter is at the end of March this year is super early. It still feels like Easter should be in April, but for some reason it's not. So we've obviously got a little bit of a bit of a mad panic, thinking that, you know, Easter's going to be with us before we know it, and Easter holidays will be with us before we know it. It's not even feeling like spring yet, which is really annoying. So yeah, I thought maybe we need to start getting in the Easter mood by making something that's just a little bit chocolatey. But my thoughts went as far as that. So as you know, how these things tend to go is that yeah, we tend to make things up as we go along around here, don't we? So it could end up being completely different and not at all Easter related. But I think one surefire way of making it Easter related is to use our Easter die. So I think that's where I'm going to start. I just popped these out here just for something for us to look at, something a bit pretty to look at, rather than it just being my empty white craft space, because we do need to fill this craft space with something creative. I do have some pre-stamped, what am I talking about? Some pre-stamped images here which are rather cute, so we could use some of these. I've got lots of these already stamped, so we could use some of those. Actually, that would be quite useful, wouldn't it? And I do have some here that are already coloured. Now this little guy here is perfect really for what we're talking about, with his little chocolate bar. I think you can just about see him there. If I bring him closer to the camera, you might be able to see him. Isn't he adorable? So he's got a little bit of chocolate there in his little paws, and it's the kind of chocolate that has the purple wrapper, which that purple wrapper always makes me think of chocolate, so that's really good. So we could utilize him, couldn't we? So, or we could utilise any of these. And of course, if you don't have these particular stamp sets, so the stamp sets that I've got here that are pre-stamped, this is the Sweet Cart Critters, this is the Sweet on You, and then these are the Warm Hugs. Now the Warm Hugs, guys, I've got the little chocolate pieces in there, which is really good. And then you've also got the little rabbit here, which is again is good for the season, for the Easter season. He could have a really big mug of lovely hot chocolate with all the trimmings in there, so that's very cute. So these two guys could go quite nicely together, although they're from two different sets. If we're going with that chocolate theme, they could work quite nicely together, couldn't they? So that's the start of a plan, potentially. I've also got in here, I'm going to grab my dies. I think they should still be in here. So this is my set of dies. Now where would my Easter Wishes die be? Warm Hugs, Easter Wishes, there we go. So the Easter Wishes, let's make sure we're using that, because that is going to very much give us a bit of an Easter theme. And I do have, oh yes, so this is a lovely background die. Again, I feel like that gives me sort of the feels of, I don't know, maybe just the quiltedness gives me just a feeling of it being a bit kind of the kind of luxury chocolate boxes that you get, so that could work. Or we could go with our little Easter egg add-ons. So these are I think they are the now what are the title of these? They are the add-on. They might be just the Easter egg slimline add-ons, but let me just see if I can find the title for you. Egg. See if anything comes up. Or maybe, yeah, extra special slimline add-ons. So these are the extra special slimline add-ons in horizontal and vertical. Now what we could do with these, which would be quite cute, would be to cut those out but use the waist elements to sit on the back of our card base. So this is our card base, for example. We've got the Easter Wishes, which is, oh, that's going to look so cute. And then the little egg shapes, I don't have any that are already pre-cut, but I'm thinking the little egg shapes, rather than cutting them out as an aperture, just have them as like ink blended shapes with our characters sat in the middle of them. So let me grab my little cat here. Would sit really cute on one of these eggs. Thinking that would be super cute, wouldn't it? You could have a couple of these. Okay, so I think I'm getting the kind of the bones of an idea. I don't know what it's going to look like exactly, but I do know that I need to die cut some bits and bobs, and then we'll start having a think about how we put it all together and what colour scheme. And from a colour scheme point of view, I'm thinking a little bit pastel kind of colours to fit with the spring theme. Sorry, I got distracted by Annalisa. Hello Annalisa, thank you for finding me. And you've asked if we've talked about the poll on social media yet. Well, no, I haven't talked about it yet, and to be honest with you, I haven't had the chance to look at anybody's responses. So if you've not already seen on our social media, we have asked for your opinions on a number of different things, on what products you're looking for at the moment, and then we will also be putting, I don't think it's gone out yet, one that will be asking you all about what things that you would like as a free gift from us. But the one that's out there at the moment is about what different products you're looking for at the minute, so that it can help us think about what our next range is going to be, how we're going to, you know, what other products we might be able to bring to you. And if you respond, then you'll go into a prize draw to win a gift voucher. It's made me realise that I don't think I put a deadline on that, so I think the deadline will probably be this weekend, so we'll capture as much information as possible. So yes, that's the plan, I think. Annalisa says, I was wondering what had happened on Facebook as it wasn't playing, so I came here. Yeah, it's some sort of a weird glitch. It's saying it can't find our Facebook page for some reason. So I'm not really sure what's happened, whether I need to log back in or I don't know. It's all very technical. There were some issues with Facebook at the weekend. They had an outage, didn't they? Not the weekend. Was it Tuesday? It's been a long week already, as you can tell, because I don't know what day it is. At least I remembered that today is Thursday and it's Facebook Live Day, because that is a start. So I've got a bit of cardstock here. I'm going to start off by cutting this lovely stitched quilted die first of all, because that's going to be my backdrop regardless of what I decide to do. I think this is going to be my backdrop, and I'm going to use my Easter wishes as well. So I need to have a little think about what colour scheme am I going to use for this. Oh, I've got a little itch on my nose. So let's pop this through the machine. Sorry about the noise. So we've got a few different ideas. Yes, Annalise, it probably is because of the outage this week, which was very frustrating when you were trying to post things and you can't because there's an outage. But I guess, you know, problems, isn't it? Okay, so let's pop that there. And then we've got our little eggs. I'm wondering whether to just do, let's see if we can do these off here. I don't know if I'm going to actually do this idea. I don't know whether I like the idea or not. I can't decide, but I wonder if I could do this on my little machine actually, rather than popping it through the big machine. I bet I can, can't I? But, you know, it's an idea. It's one of those things that is just, we're playing with some card, we're playing with some dies, and something will come from it, I'm sure. Something will result from it, won't it? I'm also a little bit inclined to do a little bit of layering here as well. See, I do think these are really cute to do. There's a little, we could have, and then obviously I'm not even using the Easter wishes, but let's cut another one of these guys out. So I'm just using some scrap bits of cardstock for this because I don't want the whole, like I say, I'm not using the aperture bit. So this is another way of using these particular dies, is that you can just use them to cut out the little bit that you want, and use the shape of the egg rather than the whole thing. And obviously then you can cut out a few at a time if you've got a long enough piece of card. So what's everyone doing this afternoon? What's on the agenda? Are we watching while we're cooking dinner, or are we just having a little afternoon coffee and catching up on a bit of crafting? Are you managing to get some crafting done? So I would love that if that was the case. I'm so relieved to finally be doing some crafting. So I know that we weren't able to join you last week, so we did have to cancel last week, and it was you know, it was really frustrating to have to do it, but there were, you know, very well, there was very good reason for it, which you will understand when I tell you. So those of you that follow me on my personal socials will know that Ant and I have recently purchased another business. So we've purchased a hair and beauty salon in our city here in Sheffield. It's a fabulous place. We've refurbished it. We've put a lot of work and effort into making it our own place. We have 11 staff, and we, you know, we're offering a whole range of different services to our customers, and yeah, it's really gorgeous place. But we were broken into last week. So on the Wednesday evening, someone broke in. So on the Thursday when I went into work, a lot of the team were already there, but yeah, we had walked into what was just an awful sight. Thankfully they hadn't done a lot of damage, but they had taken the cash register and a few other bits of electricals that they'd just managed to find. They'd also taken the team's cash tips. It was horrendous, really, and there was then a lot of things that we had to do to try and put things right. Obviously the police were there, we had to have locks changed. It was a very stressful day, hence the reason why we then had to postpone the Facebook Live. So Ant was also away on his rehab. So that goes through. So yeah, he was away, which was also an extra kind of thing to have to deal with. So that was, so yeah, it wasn't a great day. However, what I will say is, you know, nobody got hurt. There was no actual damage to the shop. There was no damage to anything else. None of the team's things were taken other than the tips. So we were back up and trading within an hour of us discovering what had happened. We only had to rearrange a couple of appointments. And so in the grand scheme of things, yes, it was rubbish to have to deal with, but it could have been a whole lot worse. So I think we were both just feeling very grateful in the end that things weren't any worse. Yeah, I think, you know, at times like that you just have to be thankful for small mercies, don't you? Which we certainly were. So I'm thinking I'm not going to bother with the eggs, because my Easter wishes is going to fill my whole, unless I have them kind of peeking out of the top, which is kind of cute actually. That is quite cute. And here she is, Maisie. Hello, Maisie. You come to say hello? Hi. Say hello to everyone. And just see your fluffy bum, as always. Are you coming on my knee for a minute? Are you going to go and sit next to me here? Come on, let's have you on here. She doesn't know what you want to do, do you? What are you doing? What you doing? Come on. Annalisa says, oh, she's so sorry, she didn't see that, how absolutely horrible. I'm so glad nothing was damaged. Yeah, so are we. I mean, it could have been it could have been so much worse. Hi Julie, only just got video playing. I'm so sorry we haven't been able to get connected on Facebook. We've been having all kinds of problems with it, so it can't find us for some reason. So we've had to come over onto good old YouTube. So hello there. I'm so glad that you've found us. Maisie is so glad. Maisie, why? What are you doing? So I think we might end up with just a bit too much going on this, don't you? So, and I want to get some of my little critters on here as well, with the chocolate. I might even go with the bunnies. Actually, let's have a look, because obviously we do think of bunnies, don't we? At this time of year. So let me have a look in my stamps. Can I just have a little look at my stamps here, madam? So yes, so we've got obviously the extra special birthday bunnies, which are super cute, aren't they? So we could definitely use those. And then, like I say, we have got bunnies. You know what we should be doing? We should be doing a card for St. Patrick's Day, shouldn't we? Shouldn't we? Because that's before Easter. So maybe we have to do that next week. The Let's Party's got some cute little rabbits. You're not really helping. As always, not super helpful. We've got some cute little bunnies in a lot of our sets, to be honest with you, that you could use. We've got some cute little sheep. Little sheepies are very Easter related, I guess. So I think I'm going to stick with what I've got, though. I think I've got some good options here. And like I say, we are going for a chocolatey theme, aren't we? So I'm going to keep that out because we need to do a card of that ilk, don't we? So what I might do here is we might use these little guys with the Easter eggs to keep it a bit more Easter themed. So it is chocolatey still, but Easter themed. Julie says that you've been enjoying making your Easter cards already, and Annalise has made 2 Patrick's Day ones. Love working with greens as you don't normally do that. And Julie says that you've not made a Mother's Day card yet, which I guess you should have done. Well, this is it. You're like me. You're starting with Easter and then working backwards. And the other days come first, don't they? So we need to get cracking, don't we? So my plan is, I think I'm going to do an Easter wishes. I'm going to save my eggs because I don't think we've got, I think I'm going to be too many things going on. So I'll pop them in there. We'll save those for later, shall we? Thank you. You are so adorable, aren't you? She does love it when I'm in the craft room. She just adores being in here, don't you? Are you getting bigger? You seem like you're getting bigger. You're just getting fluffier. Yes, you are. So I'm going to use my card landscape. I'm covered in fluff now, that's the only thing. So we're going to do a landscape card. Here we go. This needs to go back in here. I'm trying to keep tidy. So put that back in there. And I'm going to use this die from the Sweet Scallop dies as my background, which is why I've cut this down a little bit so that will fit inside the border, which will have some stitching on it. So, but I don't know what colour to do that yet until I've done this. So I think what I'm going to do is I could do with a little bit of inspiration. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a quick look on do you have a look on Pinterest? And I'm going to go for like chocolate, oops, maybe a little bit of a chocolate colour palette. See, that's going to be all kind of nudes and chocolates, and that'd be too brown. So maybe if we go for Easter colour palette. Yeah, maybe an Easter colour palette. So here we are on Pinterest, and we've got some really lovely colour palettes popping up here. This is really nice because it has got some of the chocolates in there. This one I love because it's got kind of the mini egg type looks on it. They're more pastel. So if you're ever looking for inspiration on your colours, this is a great place to go. This is really nice because it's got the kind of the purples of that we're looking for, that were very chocolatey. So this is different shades of purple almost. So I might go down that rabbit hole, so to speak. So if we look at this, does it bring up anything else similar? Kind of purpley looks. This is very nice with the mint greens and purples, isn't it? Or this one with the mint, with the greens, sorry, the darker greens and the mustard yellows, like the crocus of Easter. I quite like that. That combo might be very pretty. But this with the aquas, I'm quite feeling that, I think. Yeah, nice kind of purple aqua type shades. So let's have a look at that. I'm going to download that image for myself, and then yeah, I think I'm quite happy with that. I think we can definitely work with that, can't we? This one's pretty as well with the green, mint, purple, blues. Very nice. So I think we'll save that one as well. So I think that we've then got a nice bit of colour to work with. And this one here, even with the bit of pinks in there. Oh, we don't want that, do we? That's sent me to an advert instead. So now we've lost it. We've lost the plot, but I'm happy with that. This is also nice with the yellows, purples, yellows and greens. Oh, that's pretty. Very pretty. Let's do that. Right, so I've got a few choices there to work with. So let's have a look. We've got this selection. We've got this one here. This is very pretty with the yellows. And then it's also got a little bit of a minty green in there. So I think I'm going to go with this one. I think this is my final choice. So if ever you're looking for something for inspiration, this is a really good way of doing it. If you're stuck for colours, is to just have a little look on Pinterest and just search for some colour palettes. So if that's the case, I'm probably going to go with more of a darker purple around the outside, but keep my background a really nice pale yellow. So I'm going to go with this, which will be a really nice kind of pale scattered straw colour, and I can deepen it with a bit more of a mustard seed colour. So I'm going to keep this on my phone. I'm going to change my settings on my phone so that my display is on to never go off, and then I'll get my phone in front of me with that colour scheme. So I'll just pop that in front of me, and then I can see that and refer back to that, and I know what I'm doing. Lovely. So first up then, let's get this ink blended, shall we? Oh, we've got another cat now come to join us, little Mabel. So this is my background, and I need my yellow, my lovely scattered straw brush. And where's my scattered straw? There it is. Mabel has found a paper clip on the floor and is playing with that. if you can hear a little bit of scratching around. So we'll just add in some ink onto here. And this really brings out that lovely quilted texture. Now, if you wanted to, you could really do this in a very light hand. As I've mentioned many times before, I am super heavy-handed with my colour application, which is why I love the blender brushes. I can't speak. The blender brushes as much as I do, because they just make up for the fact that I am very just heavy-handed. I really don't have the patience, I don't think, to be so delicate and you know, careful with anything. That is just not, unfortunately, that isn't really me. So I have to have the tools that help me do that. Otherwise, you know, I am just going to make a big mess of everything. So that's beautifully blended now. That's looking absolutely stunning. So I'm just going to bring that up to the camera a little bit so that you can see that a little bit better. The texture of that quilt, that quilted background, is really popping. So now my thoughts are, do I go with kind of a minty green or background or the purple? And I'm thinking the purple is what I'm going to go for, because again, I think that this is where you know, it's really going to come into its own here. So I've got two different types of purple, and I think what I'm going to do is potentially use the darker purple. Oh, that's a very dark purple. That's more of an aubergine. I don't think I want to go with the aubergine. I think I want to keep it a bit brighter than the aubergine. So let me have a look here if I can grab this one. Doesn't want to present itself. Here we go. So we have this colour of purple and then the lighter colour of purple. So both of these are stunning. Both of these are Time for Tea colours. So I'm just going to check what colour they actually are for you. So one of them is Sweet Macaroon and the other one I believe is Pansy Pop, if my memory serves. Yeah, Pansy Pop. So Julie agrees with the purple background and was thinking about doing a Patrick's Day card, as she doesn't use green often either. So yeah, so we've got the darker purple or we've got the lighter purple background. The lighter purple background I think I am digging quite a bit. And then for our Easter wishes, I think we could probably do that in that sagey green colour. And I will ink blend that. Or we could do it in the lovely bright purple here, because that too would look really nice. And then we could have some green in the background to bring out that little bit of the sage. So I think that might be the plan. I'm going to have a little look in my stash here and see if I've got any smaller pieces of the purples, so that we're not using a full sheet. Let's have a look at my little purple, stock of card here. And I do have a little bit of like a minty green, which again gives you a nice idea of what that might look like. But I feel like it might need something a bit bolder. You know me, I love a bold colour scheme, so I think I'm probably inclined to use this shade potentially. That's cute, isn't it? That's the purple and the aqua together. Looks so nice. So, but I don't think I have a piece of this that's big enough for my background. So I think it is going to be, I have to use this and this. So let's cut this to size before we pop it through the machine, because it does just make it so much easier. and pop a little bit of washi tape on the insides there, and then we'll pop this through the machine, so bear with. So remove the background from there. Julie says she likes the deep purple, it reminds her of Cadbury's, and that was exactly my thoughts, Julie. I really wanted to use a deeper purple because of that Cadbury's link. So yeah, and I think if we're doing something that's got a bit of some chocolate vibes to it, then I think it's just got to be that, hasn't it? So I'm going to give this a little clean, and then we can get rid of this, because we're not doing any ink blending now. I don't think I'm going to ink blend the sentiment. Julie says, I managed to sit and die cut several different bits the other day, including the quilted background, some frames, and Easter wishes sentiment. Perfect, but she needs to find time to make the cards now. That's it. But you've done a lot of prep there, so that's good, because now you can just do the card making bit, the creative bit, can't you, which is really good. I love that. When I've got all of my bits organised, all of my bits die cut, I can just then have a good play, can't you? So that's folded over, so we don't need that side. We'll go with this side, and we'll snip that down. That goes in there. Julie, did you see the poll on our social media, trying to find out what different products you're in the market for, perhaps? And this one, I'm just thinking I'm going to cut this as well. Oh, you cute. I'll just pop that onto there. I'm going to cut this as well out of some foam. I've got some foam here, I better have, haven't I? What's this? Is this big enough? Ooh, will it be big enough? That's the question. Do you know what? I think it might just be. That would be really good if it was, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think that's going to be big enough. Just using a little bit of an offcut of foam here. And then this will be a great way of adding dimension then to that sentiment without me having to put loads of bits of foam tape all over it. Ever so itchy nose. That means I'm going to be cross with somebody, doesn't it? Oh, I hope not. Who am I going to be cross with? There's nobody here I would want to be cross with. We're actually going to have quite a nice chilled out evening this evening, I think. Have a bit of dinner, get cozied up with the cats. After a hard day's graft, we've been at the salon this morning. I've been doing some time for tea work this afternoon, and yeah, now we're ready to just enjoy our evening, I think. So, but I've been really looking forward to jumping back on and doing a bit of crafting. I've not done, like I say, since all of the stress of last week. It's yeah, it seemed like it was a very long way off getting to do anything that was fun, you know. Julie says she did see the poll and said they were all great ideas, and you added a couple of other suggestions. I love that. thank you. It's really good when, obviously, when I'm when we're doing what we're doing, and you know everything's happening, it's hard sometimes to come up with different ideas yourself. So having your guys' input is so important. Really does help. So I think that's going to look so cute. Look, we've got this lovely background that's going to pop so nicely. So love that. So let's stick these together, because then we're not going to lose them, and we know what we're doing with these. So that's nice and easy, isn't it? I've got quite a good day tomorrow of crafting as well. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, because tomorrow is my prep day for Hobby Maker. So we're back on Hobby Maker again this weekend, which is exciting. Ant's coming with me as well, so if you want to see Ant in action, tune in. I mean, he's too good for YouTube. He'll only do TV appearances now. So yeah, so he's going to be on with me on Sunday. We're on at 5 p.m. So Sunday, of course, is Mother's Day, and we were a little bit like, oh, should we do it? Will it be, you know, a bit quiet because everybody's doing things with family? But you know, not everybody is, and some people really do appreciate, you know, having the company there. So so yeah, so I think it'd be great to do that and just share some of our demos with everyone on Mother's Day. And I'm also planning on doing a little bit of a flash sale over the weekend for Mother's Day as well. Just have a little drink there. Let's pop that to one side. So Annalisa's saying, isn't the quilted background one of your favourite? Isn't it amazing? One of your favourites. And Alice says, yeah, I enjoy watching you on Hobby Maker. Is anybody got any plans for Mother's Day? Anybody doing anything with family? What are you all up to? Am I going to be crafting on my own? No, I think it's lovely if you guys have got stuff, you know, going on with family. I'm a tiny bit annoyed with myself that I didn't, when I booked it in, I was actually meant to be on tomorrow night, and they asked me if I would mind swapping it because somebody had to change last minute, and I was like, no, it's fine, just change me wherever, it's not a problem. And then I looked at the calendar and realised it was Mother's Day, and I was like, well, that means I don't get to spend Mother's Day with my mum now. So so I was a bit annoyed with myself for not realising what I'd done there, because that was totally my fault for not realising what day it was. And I didn't get to see her on her birthday either. It was her birthday last week, but because of everything that last weekend, because of everything that had happened at the salon, I had to stay and get things sorted, so I couldn't go and see her on her birthday. And it was her 75th, so happy birthday, Mum. I love you loads, and I will see you later in the month, because we're going to go and see Marty Pello together, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. We love our little girly nights out together to go and see some live music. We both love Marty Pello as a singer and a performer, so it's going to be so much fun. And I'm going to go and spend a bit of time with them and stay with them for a couple of days as well, so that is going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, that is gonna happen for definite. But it's just a little bit of a shame that, haven't been able to do it before then. So we've got now my question is, where are these little critters gonna fit? I think he could sit there, couldn't he? So I'm just gonna do a little bit of forward planning here. And then we've got this guy here. So he's going to sit there, and then this little guy, where's he going to go? So do we have Easter wishes down here and these guys perching on top? Like so. Or do we have one down here and one up high with an Easter egg? See what I'm trying to get at here? Do you see what I'm trying to get at? Okay, let's have a think. Let's have a think, because I was going to do this landscape because of the size of the sentiment, but the sentiment does fit this way as well. So we could do sentiment there, and then our little guy here with the little egg in his paws, or he could have a little, it's very cute, isn't it? Or we go back to our original plan. Where's he gone? What have I done with him? There he is. Of course he's looking with the little guy with the chocolate. Oh, because my little bunnies are a little bit on the larger side, so I don't know if they're going to fit. But these little eggs are cute. They'll fit. So Easter wishes. Turn it the right way around. I'm going to stick with this orientation, I think. And then my little guy here is looking kind of cute. Pop him there, and then we could have maybe a couple of little Easter eggs knocking about as extra little decoration, perhaps. And maybe the little chocolate pieces as well. That could work, couldn't it? Maybe we go with that. So I think that might look quite cute. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to stamp these onto this bit of cardstock here, actually. So sorry, bunnies, we don't need you right at the moment. Little bunnies, can you pop in there like so? But you know what I did have an idea of, which I thought might be quite cute, and I'm just going to try it. Just going to try it and see if we like it. It was one of these little guys popping over the top, but I don't know whether maybe they're a little bit on the small side now. Do you see what I mean? Let's try just pop him out of there. And then we could have this guy here, and then maybe this guy poking his head out. Thought that would have been quite cute, but I don't think he works. I don't think it works. So we'll stick with what we've got going on, because I think that does work. So pop that to one side. Okay. Julie says she prefers it landscape too. Yes, we agree. We are in agreement. So let's get my acrylic block here, And we'll just pop a bit of ink onto these little guys. Get these stamped up. Might just do another set of these just there. Oh, I made a little bit of a mark there. That's okay. Put them there. Right, so let's do a little bit of colouring in. Shall we see if I can zoom in? I don't know if this works for this, but let's try it. Oh, it does seem to be zooming. Lovely. Hopefully that's worked. Hopefully you can, the picture's still quite clear. So I'm going to colour in these little eggs. Goodness, I couldn't think of the word. As well as the little chocolate bar. So I'm thinking the nice sagey colour that's in our picture, that is pretty much bang on what the picture is, but it is quite dark, so I'm thinking I might go with a slightly lighter version of it. Maybe the G21 or 43. Let's have a look. The G43 is a really nice colour. That's really pretty, very spring-like. This was the BG93, which is green grey, so it is a beautiful colour, but I think it might just be a little bit too dark for what we're trying to achieve. And then the G82, let's try, where's that? G82, oh, that looks quite light, but it's actually darker. Interesting. So we'll use those two. So you can never really tell, can you, until you actually use them. You don't really know, do you? So I think I'm going to try colouring these in some purple shades, and we'll do the yellow shades as well. So we want kind of a warm yellow shade, which is quite hard to achieve. I'm going to say maybe the Y21 is probably the closest that I've got. YR82 looks quite warm. Y21, which I did recently purchase, so I know that this is quite new, but it's very nice. And YR82 I was looking at, which is a mellow peach colour. Yeah, that's very orange. I don't know why it looks on my sheet that that's the right colour, because it's absolutely not. Maybe the Y000 is going to be... Oh no, that's still very orangey as well, isn't it? So I need something that is a bit more... Well, a bit more yellow, basically. The yellows are all quite warm, I would say. And on my sheet of paper they don't look anywhere near what you would think they are, so I think I'm gonna have to go with maybe the Y11. Yeah, the Y11 is probably going to be the one. So let's have a go. Julie says, where did you get the Copic colour chart from? I think I got it from the Copic website, actually. Copic Europe website. Yeah, if you go to copicmarker.com, actually, that's where you can just download it. So that's what it says on the bottom there, is copicmarker.com. So yeah, and then you can, you know, print out all of that, so that you can track what you've already got. And then you also get the colour wheel as well, which helps you work out what colours work together. to be fair, I haven't really utilised that as much. Sorry, you can't even see that, can you? I haven't really utilised that as much as I have the other side. So yes, do have a look for that, because it is very, very handy. So let's have a think. I'm going to do a couple of these actually in the could do with a bit of a lighter shade than the YG43. Sorry, the G43. G21, wasn't it? And I use it all the time, as you know. I do use it an awful lot. That looks even darker. It's very interesting. Some of the colours that you get, I must admit, are a little baffling for me. See, they're too minty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of this. And then the G43 is actually the palest of all the colours that we've got in that kind of shade. And then let's do some decoration on our little Easter eggs. See, this is the bit that I do really I love doing this bit. You know, the colouring in is just so cute, isn't it? So if we do that bit in yellow, that's my yellow shade, and then on this one I think I'm going to go yellow at the bottom, and then we'll do a little bit of yellow across the middle. These are very funky little eggs. It's very cute. Julie says she thought she should do one as you recently got some more Copics. Yeah, this is it. I would never be able to keep on top of mine if I didn't have that chart. So and then we'll go in with a bit of purple now, I think, just to finish this one off. And we'll just do a little bit of the brighter purple on this one, I think. So the purple that I've got here, I absolutely love this purple. So if you've not got this one already, do go and look for it, because it just changes your purples. So this is the fluorescent dull violet, but it's nothing but, it's not dull in the slightest. It's so beautifully vibrant. I mean, look at that. And that goes so well with the colour that we're using, whereas a lot of the other shades are actually quite muted in the purples. I'm just very underwhelmed by the purple selection with Copics, whereas this I think just really brings it up to where I want it. So yeah, we'll just add a bit more of that in there, and just blend those ends out a little bit. Then I think we'll probably make the tops green. I was debating doing them white, but I think no, we need them green. And then the final bit to do is, and I do think maybe that needs to be a bit bolder, doesn't it? Let's make one of them a bit bolder than the other. And what I might do is I might do a little bit of tip to tip, because we haven't done that for a while, have we? So we'll just make that a little bit easier to blend. And just creates a little bit of a mid-tone there. Love that. And then, in fact, I might actually do that to the ones that we've just been working with, because that will just help them blend out a little bit. So I'm just scrubbing the end of my marker there, so that it just creates a little bit of a mid-tone. This is very pale. This is the BB00, so it's very pale. Now here we've got our lovely little bit of chocolate. So I'm going to use the chocolate shades, which we've got milk chocolate. What's this called? Carob Cocoa. So this is my palest shade. So I am just going to do this pretty much over all of it. And this is a lovely chocolatey colour. It's a beautiful, beautiful colour, that one. And then we've got the milk chocolate shade, and then the E29, which is, what colour is that one? Burnt umber. So for a little bit of extra depth, you can add a little bit of this over the top of these guys here and around the edges, and then I like to just add a little bit of a deeper bit around where there's a bit of overhang. There we go. Yeah, I think that's enough shade in there. And then we'll just get the to blend that over the top, but that looks grand. Okay, so now we've got all our little elements done here. We can pop these out with the dies, I think, and then start assembling. It's nice to be able to get a little bit of colouring in done, because we don't normally get to do any colouring in, do we? A lot of it I've already done beforehand, which is, you know, is handy from a speed point of view, but I do like to show you some of the colouring as well. But it can take a little bit longer, of course, so there isn't always the time to do it, is there? So let's grab our dies out of here. And we need that and that, and then I need my chocolate die, which is in the, which one is that one? It's not in that one, it's in the Warm Hugs. So this is the Warm Hugs set, and these are the dies. So the dies in the Warm Hugs set are a little bit different to the dies that are in the extra special birthday, and you'll see here, if I show you this up to the camera, the difference between where the line is on the egg compared to where the cut line is on the chocolate pieces. So the cut line here is right at the very edge of the die. On this one there is like a little tiny little border on the inside that is metal. So what that difference means is on this die I am going to be able to, I'm going to have to line it up directly onto the line of my stamp. But on this die, I'm going to be able to see a bit of white space. So it'll show me that I am lining it up more correctly with this style of die. So it's a new die shape that we're working with, and so far I'm really impressed with it. So you'll have to let me know what you think, if you guys find it a little bit easier to work with, because I think it's genius. So you can see here, look, and I've kept zoomed in, so hopefully you can see this. I can't zoom in any further, but I can see white space now around my image, and that means that I know exactly where that white space is what's going to be left when I die cut. So when I pop my washi tape on top, I know, I'm confident, as long as it doesn't move in the machine, that is what I'm going to get. When I use this die, I have to line it up so that I can't really see any of that black line, and that means that that's lined up in the correct place. But it can be a little bit trickier to know that you've done the right thing. So it's a great new development in dies, particularly for smaller dies. So we'll pop that one on there. Julie says, what was that purple number? The purple number is FV2. So it's there. Julie says, however updated which ones I have on the Colour My Life app, think I may have a few Tamati items I'm yet to add onto that that I aim to do before Doncaster. Wow, you are on a mission. So we are back at Doncaster this year for Crafting Live, which I'm really excited about. I do love going to the Doncaster show. It's our favourite. It is now the only show that we do in, you know, at the moment. We've decided that many of the others are really, they're a bit too far for us to travel. It's a bit too difficult for us to get there. Whereas the Doncaster show, obviously we're only in Sheffield, so it's local to us, and it means then that we can offer more deals, if you like, because we haven't had to add into it the extra cost of getting about, so that makes it much easier for us to pass on those savings when we come to the show. So we've got some exciting ideas for what we want to bring to the show in terms of some goodie bags and different options that you might want to you know, bundles of products that you might want to purchase. So I'm very excited about that. It's always nice to bring something a little bit different to the shows. So yeah, we are planning for that, hopefully. Right, let's see. Now this is the bit where when you put it together you think, have I got enough stuff? Annalisa says she loves the new dies. Thank you, Annalisa. I know they are, obviously when you're doing a lot of die cutting, you know, it's so frustrating when things then don't line up right, you know, because you're fiddling about with them and then you put them through the machine and you've not got it quite lined up correctly, and it's just ruins the whole vibe, doesn't it? Whereas this takes all of the guesswork out of it because you know exactly where you're putting it. So let's see if we've done enough stuff here. Make sure I pop my dies away, because if I don't, then I won't remember later and they'll get lost. So this is a cute little colour scheme. So yeah, I'm top tip there for finding a colour scheme because I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. But now we have, it looks like it's coming together, doesn't it? So we've got our Easter wishes, and I do feel like I need another little cat. This is where you see you start fiddling with things and you're like, oh, I need more and more stuff. I'll just try and line my bits up so I know where things are going to go. Just going to grab my little picky up tool because that will help me as I try to navigate. Oh, we've got a cat. Heavens. I'm trying not to be too symmetrical here because symmetry is wonderful in some ways but also can be a little bit boring in others. So it's, you know, you kind of want to mix things up a little bit and not be too symmetrical. I feel like maybe we do need another little character poking out the top of there. What do you think, Mabel? Mabel's in agreement. I kind of like that arrangement. Like so. I think that's looking quite cute. But then I feel like I need something up here. So bear with me while I have another little rummage in my little stash of stamps, and while the little kitten goes running across the top of the tables, I've had a little idea of something that could work, but I need to find, yeah, so what about, is this guy a little bit too big? Let's have a look. His, yeah, he might be too big. So this is the Love is in the Air, and I thought maybe him poking over the top, but other idea. Okay, so we've scrapped that idea, but this idea here with this guy, who we weren't going to use before because we thought there wasn't enough room for him. What if we sit him behind there? Just peeking out, maybe. That could work, couldn't it? What do you think? Annalisa says she loves the way that that I coloured the kitties, and is very jealous that Julie gets to go to the shows. I know it is, you know, it is such a privilege, but then, you know, I wish that I could go to some of these shows in the States that you get to go to, you know, so I'd love to be able to go to Creativation, but it's just too far away, just too far. But I would love that. So there's that, those are some options. My other option is this little guy here, but instead of the lollipop we put a little egg in his hand, but he's kind of facing the wrong way, isn't he? Needing to be facing the other way, really. but he could work because he is the right size. Right. That's the other option. Okay. This is where I go through my indecisive streak. But I think I am going to go with that because that feels like that works. Why is Mabel getting all over the place? What's the matter? Is your daddy ignoring you? Is this the issue? I think this might be the issue. Is that your daddy's ignoring you because he's busy. So you've come to me instead, haven't you? So I am going to stamp this little guy out here because it's nice to have an alternative, and we can colour them both in quite easily. Are we alright with me still a little bit zoomed in? Still see what's going on, can't you? And then we'll stamp. Let me come onto the screen a bit more. And then we'll stamp this guy here. So I am of course using little scraps of cardstock and just making the most of what I've got around me. So this little guy, I'm going to go with I guess what is a bit of a favourite for doing little rabbits. Although I could stick with the grey. I am going to stick with the grey because obviously we've got a grey cat. So trying to keep all of the colours very similar. But a warm grey might work. Yeah, let's go with a warm grey. So I was going to use my E52 shades. That is kind of a go-to. But let's go with some warm grey. And then we'll do this guy as well. Like I say, he might be a bit too on the large side, but what we might be able to do is just cut. Sorry to say this, little bunnies, but we might just cut your head off. And a bit of warm grey one. And then the warm grey 0. Everywhere else, and then we'll just turn this little chap around and do the same here. This one's taking a bit more blending because I've let the first colour dry a little bit. So if that is the case when you're colouring in, just squidge it around with the bottom of your, with the you know, with the nib of your pen. Just give it a little bit of a swirl, almost scrub the edges of that colour, and that will really help get things moving. And then I'm going to go with the R30 for the ears, and for that nose, some blush on those cheeks. Same with this guy here, bit of blush, bit of inside of his ears. Don't need to colour this because we're cutting that off. And his tail, I think we'll just do a little bit of E40 just around the bottom there. So these two now, and cut these both out and see which one works best on our little project. And the thing is that nothing is wasted. Like we always say, it's a bit of cardstock, but even if I don't use both of these images, the image that I don't use is one that I can use for something else. Now this little guy, you can cut out his paws as well, which is really cute. And then this guy, I need the which one is it? Sweet on You stamp set, and that'll be that one, won't it? So yeah, so nothing is ever wasted. That's the thing. Nothing is ever wasted. So this one, you see, is a little bit tricky to line up because I haven't got the outline, whereas this one's going to be super easy to line up because you see, look, I can see I've got the outline there showing me exactly where I need to put it. So and with this one, because it's got the little feet, lining it up is going to be really important so that the die cuts those feet in the right place. But we're not really using those feet, so we don't mind. Annalise will have to come on holiday. I love that. Are you jealous of Julia? She gets to see me. Oh, I see. Oh, you don't want to see me. Everybody wants to see Anne. Nobody wants to see me. That's what they all come for. So you see now, look, I mean, actually I've done quite a good job there. Look, they have been lined up absolutely spot on. So now those little feet open up and then you can pop something in his little paws. It's cute, isn't it? So my thoughts were he would sit here and he's almost holding the Easter wishes. I think that's really cute. I think I may have actually sorted it inadvertently. But then you've got this guy holding on to his little thing as well. But I quite like that. Oh dear, right, okay. Interesting. See, that's turned out really very cute, hasn't it? Let's put these away. They're bothering me. You know what I'm like, I have to put things away. So we'll put those away. And then I'm going to show you what we've got going on here. So I'll just put this away as well. And I think that this might be what we go for. This might be pretty much the finished design. So, Easter wishes, we've got the little bunny rabbit in the top corner just popping over the edge, and this guy's here, and maybe this guy is here. So like I said, I don't like too much of a too much symmetry, but I also feel like I don't like too much dead space, so we might have to pop something else there to be confirmed. Maybe it'll be a sweetie, maybe it'll be another egg. I'm not sure at this point. Would it be more chocolate maybe? Or a little sweetie? It could just be a little one of these little sweeties, like a little chocolate sweet situation. That one would be quite cute, wouldn't it? Or is it just becoming a bit too symmetrical? I feel like it needs something. The gumdrops are cute as well. So let's do those as well. We might as well. In for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. So a bit of shading of our little sweetie here. We'll make that, I think we'll go with a bit of a green for this one. So a bit of green, and then we'll do our little gumdrops in different colours. So we'll do yellow, we'll do a green, and we'll do the purple as well. Lovely. Right. Oh, okay. Right. Gumdrops and sweeties. This is the good bit though, isn't it, when we get to play about. I think that's the right size for that one, is it? No, that one's too small. That one's the right size, yes. So let's pop this onto here, like so. And then this one, I think needs to be this way around. Yes. Lovely. And pop that on there. And I think we might be there now. Let's see. So Julie says she thinks she'd be tempted to put 3 clear sequins on one at the top and one on the left and one on the right. Nice idea. A few sequins rather than extra embellishments. I think you might be, you might be right for sure. I'm going all out with the extra embellishments here, aren't I? And we don't necessarily need them. We're just packing it full of things here that might not be necessary. But like I say, nothing is wasted here. So let's have a look. We've got our Easter wishes. And we've got, so cute. Oops. And do we even need the chocolate? Maybe the chocolate's what's throwing me off. Yeah, I'm going to go with that, I think. That's cute. I think the chocolate's what's throwing me off. So let's try sticking some of this together, shall we? So there we go. Let's put this on now. So we are, I think we've got an idea of what we're doing. I think my glue's decided to seal itself up, which is handy. So the boys think of you, Jo and Anne, as celebrities and want to give you lots of hugs. Oh, that's really cute. And Lisa says, sorry, Anne, I would want to see Jo and give her a hug, and I am not a hugger. Oh, that's really cute. Oh, I would love that. And we love seeing the boys. It's really cute. I have never had anybody think of me as a celebrity, so it is very, very nice to think that somebody thinks that. That's very sweet. They are adorable as well when they come. They're so excitable. So I love that. They make us feel very, very wanted, very special. So we'll pop this on here, make sure that that's the right way around. Can you imagine somebody thinking that you're a celebrity? It's so cute. I love that. So that's that, and then I'm going to pop this here, but I need this little chap to sit behind it, and I'm going to add some little white bits to him first. And I'm staying zoomed in so that you guys can see what I'm doing still, because actually it's quite close work, isn't it? So, and I think you can still see quite well, even though we're zoomed in, as long as I don't go off screen. So if I just pop a bit of glue on the E, and then pop him where I want him, just there. Does that work? Is that what we were thinking? Oh yeah, that's cute. Okay, so that's pretty cute. I've got a bit of glue there on the E, which is annoying, but we can add glue over the rest of the sentiment, because then everything else is just going to sit on top of it, I think, or around it somehow. So pop that as central as that's them up a little bit more. There we go. Is he straight? Let me look. Yeah, he looks fairly straight. He looks so cute popping up. I can't believe that's what we didn't come up with that idea before. But I really, really like it. So my little bits here that I've got, I am just going to add some white bits to all of these some little highlights before we stick them all together, because when we stick them all together it's going to be a little bit tricky. So we'll add some little highlights, some little dashes. Hi Mabel. And we'll do where there are some little bits of little marks where it's not quite stamped correctly, we can just correct that with the jelly roll pen at this stage. And I might add some sparkles to my gumdrops, because I do enjoy doing that. And there we go. Okay, so let's add some foam to this chap. And then let me think about where my foam needs to be, because he's going to be leaning against the S, isn't he? So he only needs foam down this side, so I might have to snip that down and pop that there. Yeah, and then that should work. I'll pop a bit of glue on this side, and then he can sit just there. And then for the eggs now, we can do something along these lines here, can't we? So if we do oops. Pop that kind of there, and then I'll take out the little. The bunny is super cute. This is inspiring me to make more Easter cards, although I'm not sure I need many more, as I don't tend to give out many Easter cards. This is the thing, is that Easter cards really we don't really give out a lot of Easter cards. I think I'm kind of also of the, I don't give out many Halloween cards, but I love to make Halloween cards, you know, so it is a strange one. Isn't it? Because I love making the cards, but I don't actually really gift them. So we'll have to find people that we can gift these to. I might have to send one to my mum. So they're in a little cluster in that corner. And then these ones can be in a little cluster in this corner. So, oh, where's my eye gone? Has anybody seen my eye? Oh gosh, that's the point. Where's that gone? Oh, it's there, look. Should we stick the eye on before we forget? That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? There we go. So we can pop that there. And then maybe we could just do one, maybe kind of laying down, just for a bit more of a, there we go. If we do that there like that, that looks quite cute. So I'm going to put a little square on this so we can sit something under it on each side. And then we'll pop that just there a little bit on its side. And then maybe put the gumdrops in front. Yeah. So we need a tiny little bit of foam tape for that. So there we go. So we'll put that there. Oh, this is coming together, so me and the boys have been asked to make some items showing what Easter means to us for an art show at a local church, so we'll give a couple of cards in for that. Oh, that's a great idea. What about if we pop that there? Yeah, pop that there. Yeah, that's good. Yes, so that's coming together really well. So, and then to your idea, Julie, I think I'm going to do some clear bubbles. If I can find my clear bubbles. Here we go. What we got here? We got enough in here? Yeah. So clear bubbles. And a pokey tool. And we'll just grab one of those there. And just took that one underneath, and then maybe one of these little tiny ones. So that looks quite cute. Thank you for the inspiration on the dots, Julie, because that was definitely your idea. And then I'm going to add some of these lovely little highlights. I'm just going on, just randomly doing these because I like how it looks against the cardstock. I think it just makes everything just pop that little bit more. It gives it a kind of a graphic element, which is cute. It just helps each of the letters stand out a little bit as well. So yeah, I really love how it looks when you just do the highlights. You don't have to do them, of course, it's entirely what you like, but I just think it looks really fun. And I also love the doing it. So yeah, so I just think it adds a little bit of something. What do you guys think? Do you think it looks cute? And then around each of these, do one at the bottom here. I'm trying to kind of vary a little bit so that they don't run into each other, but yeah, I quite like how that looks. So I think that might be it. What do we think? Julie says Blake wants to make a nest from branches and put some chicks and eggs in it. I think, oh my goodness, that's so cute. Let me zoom out a little bit. I think the picture is really good, even zoomed in. Oh, throwing my remote around. But yeah, that is our little Easter wishes with a chocolate theme. So yes, it is chocolate season, and our little chocolatey Easter card. I love the colours of this. I'm really happy with that. I am going to add a little bit. I know I said that we were done, but I always like to add a little bit of black glaze pen to the eyes, and that just makes the eyes pop a little bit. So there you go. So that's the eyes done. And for this guy here, I've already done his nose in glaze pen, so his little nose is a bit shiny. And then those little enamel dots. Just add a little bit of something without taking away from the rest of it. So that was a genius idea from Julie, inspired by Julie, and then the rest of it, I think, you know, it's just one of those things where if you keep playing, eventually something comes together, doesn't it? Julie says it's a stunning card. Blake says it's egg-tastic. Love that. Thank you, Blake. Thank you so much. Right, I think I'm going to leave it there then. Thank you ever so much for joining me tonight, and I'm sorry that we couldn't get onto Facebook this week. Hopefully those glitches will be solved for next week and we'll be able to get on Facebook as normal. In the meantime, have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful Mother's Day, everyone. I hope you have a lovely time, and if you are looking for something to do on Mother's Day, then please feel free to tune in and watch me and Aunt on Hobby Maker at 5, because that's how we'll be spending our Mother's Day. Thank you so much for tonight, guys, and take care. I'll see you all soon. Bye.